Hi, this is Grandma Laurie. Today's story is A Visit to the Black Hills. "Rusty, get down off the roof of the car," said Dad. "You need to come and eat lunch." The family was on their way through Wyoming in the United States on their epic summer vacation. They were going to see all the sights in Wyoming and South Dakota, USA. Rusty was excited to drive through where Butch Cassidy and his gang hung out. Lizzie, his sister, was more excited about panning for gold. As they drove, Rusty and Lizzie played the license plate game. They had to pay careful attention to each car going past and collect as many states as possible. Mom had even made a list so they could check off each state as it came by. It was great when they were traveling through Colorado, but there weren't many cars in Wyoming, at least where they were. The family stopped for the night at a campsite close to Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Rusty had collected firewood while everyone else set up the campsite. They had to be very careful to keep their campfire within their fire pit so it didn't catch anything else on fire. As the sun set, the family sat around the fire and looked up at Devil's Tower. "It's so beautiful, Papa," said Lizzie. "I can't believe it's just there. I've seen it in pictures, but it's so much more amazing in person." Mom, who knew about these things, said, "It's what's left of a volcano, sweetie. It's the inside plug. Everything else eroded away from the plug, leaving us this beautiful sight." "I knew that," said Rusty. "We learned about it in school when we studied about Native Americans." The next day, the family started their climb into the Black Hills National Forest in South Dakota. "Wow," Mom said to Dad. "It's much greener than I thought, but you can sure see where the fires hurt so much of the land." As they drove through the switchbacks in the road, Rusty and Lizzie would gasp at the drop-offs from the highway. It was like riding a roller coaster. The family stopped for the night in Deadwood, South Dakota. They visited the Tatanka Museum, where there was a life-size display of a buffalo hunt. They learned all about the Native American tribes that lived in the area and how the buffalo were so closely tied to their way of life. Next, they headed toward Mount Rushmore. The kids were in awe of the giant heads carved into the mountain. It was so big! As they drove toward their campground, they were able to see the Crazy Horse Memorial too. "Wow," said Lizzie. "This is so amazing." "When are they going to finish it?" asked Rusty. Dad said, "Not for a while. Unlike Mount Rushmore, which the government built, this is being sculpted by one family using private donations, so it's taking a long time." The family toured the museum at Crazy Horse. They watched the Native American dancers perform and heard about the history of the Black Hills. As they traveled to their campsite, Lizzie said, "I think I like Crazy Horse better than Mount Rushmore." "Why?" asked Mom. "Because you can see it from the road and you can get closer to it," Lizzie responded. "I like the dancers," said Rusty. "Can I get a headdress like that?" Dad just looked in the rearview mirror, laughed, and then looked at Mom, who was also laughing. This has been Grandma Laurie. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this story. The link to the illustrations is in the description box. Thank you.